Smith. Irene's a Senior Industrial Inspector with Labour Relations at the Department of Commerce.
Thank you, Bruce. As Bruce said, I'm based here in Albany. I'm with Department of Commerce, and for those who don't know, we're based at 129 Aberdeen Street. I'm with the Labour Relations Division. We also have WorkSafe officer based there, as well as Consumer Protection. I guess the big thing is we're state government, and the main message I'm getting across today is that we're there for everybody. It's a free service, so please utilise us. I'm going to talk about, obviously, when you're in business, your workforce is a big thing, and also knowing about, therefore, what pay and conditions people need to have is a big part of being an employer. And that's what my area basically is about. In the state system, West Australia is the only state that has a dual employment system, because when Fair Work came in the other year, all states passed on their industrial systems across to the Fair Work, the federal system. So in West Australia we have a dual system, basically how it works. And I say things basically because before I worked here I was black and white and everything was definite. Since I've been with this department, everything is potentially, possibly and maybe. So I say to people, come and ask me individually and find out what happens for you. So basically, if your business is set up as a sole trader partnership, you're going to come under the state industrial laws. If your business is set up as a proprietary limited, you're going to come under Fair Work. We don't actually have a Fair Work office in Albany, but we do have four Fair Work ombudsmen based in Bunbury. They have contact numbers, and if you need a direct contact number, come and see me. Otherwise, it's a 131394 number. There's a lot of grey areas in between that as well. Little things like, for example, long service leave. All employees in Western Australia are covered under the West Australian State Long Service Leave Act. So just to let you know, there's all the different idiosyncrasies. Basically, and this is just to let you know about our division, but in Labour Relations we've split up into three more little sections. We've got the compliance and education section, which is the area that I'm in. We also have policy and legislation, which are constantly questioning what we have and working in that area. And we have an area that deals solely and wholly with the public sector. In the education and compliance section, we have the wage line, which hopefully you all heard about. That's just a free service where we have about 10 staff based up in Perth that will ask any and all questions relating to employment in the state system. Just on that, there's 350 different awards just in the West Australian state system. So obviously if you bump into me down the street or bump into a wage line person, they're not going to be able to tell you the answers to everything off the top of their head. We have education services which deal primarily with talking with providing information to businesses, and we also have the compliance section. Down here I'm known as both the education and compliance officer. The compliance issue is always important, and I say to employers that it's really important that they're aware of what pay and conditions and entitlements their employees should have, because a person can put in a complaint for underpayment of entitlements going back as far as 6 years. If you're paying in accordance to the award that's applicable for you, you're saving yourself potential debts that come a little bit later on. The education side of things, but basically the education side, I will go actually and talk to students, I'll talk to employer groups, I'll talk to employee groups as well, to enlighten people on what the award coverage is and what details are with regards to that. I've got up here our main clients are private sector employees, small businesses, and of course TAFE, apprentices, and vulnerable workers. We also look at young workers, who are often classified as vulnerable workers, and migrant workers as well. There's just 5 regional offices in Western Australia, so you have Albany, Bunbury, Geraldton, Broome and Kalgoorlie. One of the main contacts, I always say to people, you're more than welcome at any time to come in and see me at 129 Aberdeen Street, but the wage line service is excellent if people want to touch base or give a phone call for any information. The same works in the federal system. People phone Fair Work to get information as well. The advisory service, again, it's a confidential, impartial and free service. Not so long ago, Department of Commerce also had business names registration, so that was a great opportunity for me to be able to flag new people coming in to register businesses, to tell them about the fact, the employment services side of things. So just to let you know that we don't have business names anymore, but the service, my services are still available there. When we see employers, we promote like new employment kits. We also do workshops on request, so in Chamber of Commerce's, small business centres. I've got the rest of the details, advisory services to associations, but probably the biggest thing I have is a one-to-one. A lot of people, especially when they're starting out in business, aren't sure how it all works. So they can come in and make a one-to-one appointment. I can go through them individually as to what award applies to them, the different allowances, the different idiosyncrasies which may apply. And again, I'm just flagging this really quickly because I could talk for hours about industrial relations, but I'm just whetting your appetite. So different things we cover, of course, are the awards and agreements, legislation, and investigation and prosecution. So as a department, we cover a fair bit of things. And I've just flagged these up here, but it's probably not that you need to know all these, but I'll go out and talk to TAFEs and whatever and talk about employee obligations, but I also flag employer obligations as well. I won't go through them all because you can see them at a glance. At the back of the room here, I've got a booklet called The Guide for Employing Somebody. Please take them because they basically cover everything that I've covered here. We have a brilliant resource as in a website. We put up there it's about 50 of the most common awards. We put summaries up there to advise of what the new current rates of pay are. You've got different things about calculating annual leave, sick leave and long service leave. We also have details about one of the areas I'm trying to push a lot in the Albany area as well too is about the employment of children laws as well. So there's a whole lot of information. As I said, I can't touch on them all now. We also have templates because to advise about, the main thing I guess I wanted to do is probably like Lena, is to promote the fact that we are a service that's available to everybody. It's a state government service, it's free, and do come and see me at any time. Thank you.